Talent identification. What is talent? Ben Steiner, 2015, describes talent as an athlete or performer who has an innate ability before any training or intervention from a coach. However, some people believe that talent can be nurtured and developed through practice and dedication with commitment from the athlete, which is where the nature versus nurture argument arises from within the topic. Talent can also be seen as a set of personal characteristics that enhance ability. Things like the mental and physical capabilities to spend time and effort trying to improve, and not sort of focus and suffering from things like loss of motivation or getting injured. Although mental and injury resilience can be improved, there is a talent component to both sides of these. Talent identification. It is important that parents understand how selection is related to the development process and to see that it is done fairly. This requires an understanding of player identification and the adoption of a suitable selection policy, which is what I will discuss in the next few slides. Talent identification is the process of recognizing current players that have the potential to excel within a sport, which is described by Williams et al. 2008. While talent selection is the acceptance of individuals into representative teams and development programs. Talent identification involves an attempt to predict the future capacity of performance of an individual, seen by Abbott and Collins in 2002. In football, talent identification is usually based around a number of areas, including physical attributes, psychological skills, technical skills, and cognitive and social skills. This can relate to the relative age effect as well, as coaches, when selecting or watching a team of individuals, they may decide to focus on a player who shows these areas more strongly as they are older and seen to be better. Issues with talent identification. There are many issues surrounding talent identification. One being that coaches identify players based on their potential to help them to win games rather than focusing on identifying players with a long-term development focus, which will not benefit the athlete at a later stage. This point is because coaches will want to bring in an athlete who can help them to win games and to help the team become better, instead of focusing on players with long-term development goals, and instead of athletes that will have the potential to become professional. Selecting players prior to the onset of maturation based on physical attributes is problematic, as these differences may even out after maturation. This links to a point that was made earlier on in the slides, meaning that late developers, due to the relative age effect, risk being overlooked if an emphasis is placed on physical attributes early in a player's development. Relating back to the relative age effect, it means that the children born in the later months of the year are again more likely to be spotted or identified by coaches and selectors, and the late developer children, risk being overlooked again. How pathways can improve their talent identification process. To improve the identification within a talent pathway, the role of maturation needs to be acknowledged, along with the fact that players that are effective and seem to have talent at a young age will not necessarily be the same ones that are effective in future years. This means that they can look at the potential of an athlete who they might not see as being the most talented at a young age, but someone who is more likely to become more successful and reach the elite level in the sport in future years. Another way they can improve it is that there is education of selectors and players and parents with regard to the objectives of the selection process and the issues surrounding it.